everybody, this is Robin with Creative2xmom, and today's video is going to be all about board games that we love as a family. So welcome back to Creative2xmom. This channel is all about homeschooling, parenthood, and thriving in the day-to-day. And today's video is going to be about board games that we love to play together as a family. I don't know about you, but my biggest part of my budget tends to be books, but right below that is board games. I'm always on the lookout for a good board game that we can play together as a family. I find that it really bonds us together. It creates that space for family relationships. It creates the time for just being together, laughing together, and creating special family memories. Especially as my kids are getting older and moving into the teenage years, and we know that those can be a little bit more quiet. My teenagers tend to be more quiet anyway. So breaking out a family board game really gets us talking, gets us spending time together and bonding together as a family. So I surveyed my kids of some of their favorites. I think when we went through and counted them the other day, we probably have right around 100 board games. So I thought, oh my goodness, this is going to be a hard video to film. My daughter went through and she categorized them because she wanted to go through all of them, especially some of those that we forget about. But I surveyed my kids and I said, okay, what are your personal favorites? And I had to laugh because my two boys, ages 15 and 9, both have the same favorite. Their favorite is Monopoly. Now I know Monopoly gets a bad rap. We all laugh about how it's the family destroying game because it can get really competitive. And it does get really competitive in our house. Everybody is going after that 15-year-old because since the time he was like 6, we've been playing Monopoly for a very long time. He has always destroyed everyone in the family. He goes in this wild and crazy, buy everything up, build everything up, and he completely demolishes the rest of us. So in our house, Monopoly is a very, very serious business. I think when we counted the other day, we have 6 or 7 different versions of Monopoly. I think my favorite probably is just traditional Monopoly, but if we're not going to play that, I do love Monopoly Empire because it's a little bit quicker. We can tend to finish that one anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. You're building a billboard, and so you're picking up tile pieces from the land that you purchase, and when your billboard is finished, then you win the game. My other favorite in the Monopoly category is Monopoly Deal. Now, I think I have talked about this a time or two. We got this right at the beginning of the pandemic, and it's a lot quicker. It says it can be played in 15 minutes. For our family, it takes about 20 to 30, although there have been times that it's been a very fast game. And you are drawing cards and trying to build, again, color sets, just like you would in Monopoly. And there are special cards for getting to draw extra or having everybody pay you for your birthday, but you're trying to build your color sets. And once you have 3 color sets, then you win the game. This one's a lot of fun. It came at a great time for us, and I really am getting into games like this that are small so that when we go camping or we go to a relative's house or something, it's very, very easy to pack. So this has become a favorite. So when I asked the kids what their favorite games were, my daughter's answer was pretty predictable, and that was Scrabble. She is a wordsmith. She loves to read, so she has a pretty big vocabulary, and she is a shark when it comes to Scrabble. I have an English degree, and for whatever reason, playing Scrabble completely messes with my brain. But she loves it. You can put any of those letters in front of her, and she's going to find a way to make it work. We only have the travel size version, but if I were to purchase one, I think this is the route I would go anyway, because again, it's very easy to zip up. You're not going to lose any of your pieces. Throw it in a suitcase and take it with you on vacation. This is one that she really enjoys, and my husband as well. They both like word games, so we have Scrabble, we have Upwards. What was the other one that I was thinking about the other day that they really enjoy? Oh, Rewordable. I need to pull that one out and share that one with you guys sometime. So any type of word games, they are all in. The other one that she mentioned, again, is a card game, and that's Dutch Blitz. This is really similar to Nerds. If you've ever played Nerds with a regular deck of cards, you're sort of building similar to Solitaire, but you're doing it as a group, and you're trying to get rid of your pile of cards first before anyone else, so that you don't have a score point counted against you. The original comes for 4 players, but you can get the expansion pack for 8. I'm considering doing that because we have a couple of family events coming up, and I think this one could get a little crazy. A couple of other games that I want to mention. One of my absolute favorite games is an older game called Aggravation, and it's very similar to Sorry, except you're playing with dice and you don't have necessarily where you're bumping other people back to start. I mean, you do, because as you pull out a marble, if you end up on the same spot, then that person goes back to start. But there's no Sorry card necessarily. There's a couple of shortcuts across the board, and it's a very similar gameplay, but that one is my favorite for whatever reason. I love that game. Another one that I want to mention is a game called Quicks. I think I've talked about this one before. This is, again, a dice game, and you're rolling dice trying to mark off all the numbers in the different colored rows. Once you lock 2 different colors, then everybody adds up their points, and the person with the most X's or the most points wins in the game. And if you can get more X's in a particular color line, your points increase exponentially. So you're not just getting 1 point for every X. If you have 5 in that line, you might be getting 3 points for every X. This is another great one for traveling. One of our favorite math games is a game called Sky Joe. It is a card game. Again, very easy to pack and take with you. You have a grid of 12 cards in front of you that are upside down, and they can be numbered anywhere from -2 all the way up to 12. So you're flipping those over one at a time and trying to decide if you're going to swap them out with the decks that are coming from the draw pile. First person to flip over all their cards ends the gameplay, and you're trying to get the lowest number out of everyone playing. Now, if you end the gameplay and you don't have the lowest number, if somebody flips cards over and they had a bunch of negatives and they beat you, then you have to double your score. You're trying not to get to 100 because the first one to 100 loses. My mom got this one for my daughter, and we all love it, but when Grandma comes to visit, she begs the kids to play with her. So this has really become a multi-generational game that we all enjoy together. The last game I'm going to mention kind of came as a surprise. I was shopping around for something to put in my teenager's Easter basket, and someone mentioned Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. And I thought, that sounds really weird, and I was afraid it was going to be maybe a stupid humor game, but I picked it up anyways. Very inexpensive. It's under 10 bucks. Found it at Target, and you have the set of 5 different symbols on your cards, and you go around and you're saying it as you lay down your card. You sort of get into a rhythm. Taco, cat, goat, cheese, pizza. If your card happens to mention what you're saying, it's like slapjack. So you want to hit your card. Last person to hit the card, hand on top of the pile, they have to grab all those cards and start over again. You're trying to get rid of your cards as fast as possible. There are 3 special cards on the inside where you have to do actions instead of slapjacking the pile, but it can get a little crazy. We haven't had too many injuries, but it has happened before. This is a lot more fun than I expected it to be. So those are some of our favorite family board games. Leave me a comment down below and let me know, did you see any surprises? And what are some of your favorite games to play together as a family? Particularly those that get your teenagers out of their shell. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and we'll see you next time. Bye guys.